Hello and welcome, my lovely Libras. Libra, your pip card is the Queen of Swords. The hardest lesson for the Fool to realize is that justice isn't always fair. And more importantly, human justice is very complex. Intent does matter, and justice as a human creation is really tough. All right, lots of tough lessons going on for us this week, but it's a good one. All right, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading, Libra, through the week of December 16th through 22nd, 2019. Remember, time is merely a pretense. These could be past, present, and or future energies and or lessons. And also, this is a general reading for Libra. Remember, your sign is not personality programming. They are not to be followed blindly. The stars are not to be followed blindly also, but these are your life lessons. Your sign are your life lessons. The stars above us are life lessons. So like a good fairy tale or fable, this reading, even though being general, you should be able to pull some good Libra lessons for yourself from there. Always take what resonates and leave out all the rest, but try and listen to the entirety of the reading for full soul evolution. All right, so what do we have in the skies above us? We still have that 2019 closeout and that 2020 loading the gun kind of feeling. We have that Mars in Scorpio. That's the cosmic balls pushing us forward. Mercury in Sag, it's a desire to learn and study just about anything. We have Jupiter in Capricorn. That's magnification of our pentacled materialistic endeavors with a hierarchical Capricornian twist and a very where do I belong. Sun is moving into Capricorn. Ever wonder why you kind of want to check out around the holidays where you belong? It's the Sun in Capricorn for Christmas and New Year's, and it's going to it's that hierarchical feeling. Who's the maternal figure of top of our family down to paternal down the line. All right, and then to top it all off, we have Venus in Capricorn, and that's demanding depth and weight and understanding where we belong in relationships as well. But that is going to move into Aquarius at the end of the week as well with that that winter solstice, that darkening around us. That Venus in Aquarius is it's analytical love. Again, it's where's this going? Asking the big questions. Am I hanging around for the rewind, the pattern, or am I moving forward? That's another Capricornian feel, so they're going to clash into each other. And then to top it all off, we had that full moon in Gemini. On the 12-12 portal. The 12-12 portal opened up our light bodies to whether you believe it or not, it supposedly changes greatly when these things happen. It's that end of year, new year crossing each other kind of feeling. And remember, the Gemini full moon is represented by this Nine of Swords. It was a return of our inner demons, our past nightmares, demanding attention, demanding we lift up our swords, and we have those battles. And we slay those beasts that have been chasing us down in preparation for this new decade and this new energy coming in for 2020. So it's this that Nine of Swords was the final processing of the last 12 months of 2019 for 2020 readiness. What does it all come down to? Okay, we have knowledge, we have inspiration, we have love, weighty love, and motivation. And we basically have all the tools we need to move forward. Very magician kind of energy to move on to bigger things, more spiritual, the meat and potatoes. But the biggest advice of it all, do not get caught wishing small. This big full moon to end the year is all about having the whole pie, not just little bits and pieces of it. Where are you being small? Where are you thinking less than you should be? Where do you deserve the whole moon when you've only been taking less than half a slice? Kind of thing. All right, I'm an Aries sun, and I am pulling on that Emperor get it done energy right now. So I am pulling the Emperor card for myself this week. Me being the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Clovers. My name is Rachel, by the way. Mine readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling with unconditional love and, of course, gratitude. This is my charismatic gift I willingly share with you. And thank you for sharing it with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, all your views do assist the channel and do bring up the energy to make these readings much more solid. All right, enough of a long introduction and what's going on with the skies. I'm going to just ask Spirit what we need to know in all these like in-between times, in between ending a decade, ending a year, and in the last full moon coming up on a whole new eclipse season after Christmas, which will be next week's energies. It's the idea that life happens for us, not against us, and it definitely is. I have the Ace of Coins in reverse for you. This really feels like you just don't want to give right now, which is interesting because it is a very giving season, but this is wanting to give not in the financial sense with the Ace of Coins in reverse, the cornucopia on the bottom. It's like you just want to you kind of want to crawl up in a ball and hide away a little bit, Libras. You want to kind of see where, I have a lot of cards flipping. You want to like really pull on your energy here. There's a sense of like, I don't want to share. I don't want to give away this just yet. I want to hold on to this just a little more. Maybe make it bigger. Maybe really understand where I'm taking it. And then I have this Queen of Swords in reverse, your energy, Libra. You're pulling on double on your energy because I have the Knight of Swords in the upright. Queen of Swords in reverse tells me, Queen of Swords, first of all, the Queen of Swords, your card, Libra here. And it's intensely your card because it is the representation as your pip card for sure. She knows her truth. She knows what she wants. And when she's in reverse, that's her getting up out of her chair. And she only gets up out of her chair to use her sword. This is a very beautiful woman who feels that everything should be right and just. And when she gets out of her sword, remember I talked about that Libra revenge problem? Like sometimes you guys have revenge issues because you want to mete out justice in your own way. Yes, definitely this is what she gets out of her chair for. A bit of revenge, or maybe a bit of action where it needs to happen. Something perhaps you've been putting off, and yes, you're moving forward with that because now I have the Knight of Swords. Now, as much as you thought the Queen of Swords was coming out to cut everybody's head off, this Knight of Swords is coming to do it so excitedly and so enthusiastically that they might just cut a little too much. And with a full moon over us, that full moon energy above us, it'll stay with us for 2 weeks, beginning 12/12, remember. Full moons tend to want us to, it sheds light on shit and everything. And basically this is you saying, it's time to cut shit out. I got a Nine of Swords to work through to get this full moon energy out of my system. And what you're looking at is, you need to be careful of cutting away things that you might regret later. It might look good to like leave this behind or forget about this or kick this aside with your sword usually. There will be victims if you're not careful, is basically what I'm saying. And you need to make sure that you really want to remove everything that's going to happen around you. You have quite that energy of, and it might be related to financial or work or just the way people treat you at work that make you want to hold back. This is a holding back of your value. And it's probably with all that Venus in Capricorn and Venus in Aquarius, that where do I belong? Where do I fit in this structure? It's that energy of, I don't belong here. I don't fit in here. I need to make that move out. It's actually a lot of swordsy energy. I myself am feeling, I don't belong here. This is not what I want. I wish I could remember what song I heard that on, but I'm not going to hang around for the rewind, the pattern that didn't work before. Let's not do it again. Let's just move on. Okay, what energy is going to hit you for this week? I have the Seven of Swords in reverse. It's very interesting. And the Six of Wands, I'm sorry, the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Six of Wands in reverse, and the World card in reverse. Okay. There's a vulnerability here. There's a feeling that maybe you stood your ground on something that you shouldn't have. This is really upsetting for you because you took a stand on something and it tells me you've been thrown off your feet with whatever information is coming at you right now, whatever you're feeling right now, whatever you're taking in right now. Sevens are stuck in your head card, and this is like, maybe I made the wrong choice here with the Seven of Wands. Maybe I stood my ground. I stood on the wrong hill. And I need to get the fuck down. Because you've taken a Six of Wands in reverse, a loss. It feels like the light was taken out of your life a little bit with something. And Spirit is saying, like, you know how to correct this. You know where you need to go. You know where you belong. It's the lessons of the moment, the lessons of the time. And you're prepared to take that on. But you have had to take a loss or a, you know, you don't win everything. Even though the battle is over and somebody else is writing off the victor, it's like, it wasn't you. And it's tough. It's really tough because it feels like there was something perhaps, when I first saw this, I said Seven of Swords, I think, and that's because I felt the energy of dishonesty, of somebody who just really, it's like I climbed up on this hill to defend this person, and they cried wolf. It wasn't a real fight. It wasn't something I really needed to stand up for. I stood up. I went to meet in the justice. I went to, like, swing my sword. And turns out that it's not sword swinging behavior. This isn't over for you, honeys. And this World card in reverse, I think you should let it go. Spirit is saying this isn't over in your head. Like, you're, like, putting it in your back pocket for, like, when you are in a better position to take your revenge. Don't do that, Libras. This is not the moment. You need to let this go. Spirit is saying that you see this red string of fate, this energy of your own personal energy is going to be tied to this a little too heavily, and it's going to slow down everything else in your life. It's going to weigh you down. This is Spirit saying, let it go. Take the loss and the lessons. Losses are lessons, and take that now and let it go, because at the center of your reading, I have these Six of Wands in reverse, and that just tells me that you're going to stay in this energy if you kind of hold on to that need for revenge, or that need to get back at somebody, or the need to right the wrong so much that you kind of, like, overshoot that, and maybe, put to death the kid stealing candy kind of thing. And it's tough. The result of this is you're going to sit back and you're going to watch a little with that Page of Swords. And you're not going to accept any cups. You're going to take a journey. You're going to get a little more analytical. You're a little more thoughtful with the Four of Cups in reverse. You're still going to withhold love. Not necessarily every part of you. This is really good because you're actually, and these cards don't look so good, but they are good. Because you're going to go with the Page of Swords. Is the energy you're going to pull on, and this is the energy of youthfulness. It's introspection. It is that Mercury and Sagittarius. I need to learn more. I need to study this a bit more. I need to really think it through just a wee bit more before I go crazy on people. And you're going to take that love. You're going to remove only your cup from others. You're not going to remove your whole value like you began the reading withdrawing your entire self from everybody. If you feel like you're kind of like borderline hermiting energy, and you may still be moving out there, because I didn't pull the Hermit card, but it feels like you pulled, to start the reading, you've pulled everything away from everyone. And this is you kind of like slowly putting yourself back in there, but not your heart. You're still going to protect your heart, which is fair. Don't worry, you still have your swords. And this is all because somebody abandoned you. This is finding out that you were alone in the situation, why you're making these moves, why you're making this change. Like I said, you stood on the wrong hill, you defended the wrong side of the issue, and, you came into new information that absolutely flipped you on your head, and that person is still nowhere to be found. It's just realizing that things really aren't fair, and it's because you were, I feel like you were lied to. Somebody was dishonest with you, and then you stood a position based on that. And you're paying for it, because it was ultimately, when you found out the truth or the reality of the situation, it just wasn't what they had said it was going to be. It just wasn't. And you may have done things or acted rashly or yelled at people, even sourced it out with people because of this, and you realize it was a mistake. You may have even cut off relationships based on people's behavior, based on improper information. Perhaps somebody told you, oh, they did, you saw what they did. But remember the reading starting with that whole idea of intent. You're going to find true intent, and it's going to break your heart a little bit. Oh, I have the 9 of Cups from Spirit. A wish come true in love. 9 of Cups in the advice from Spirit, an expectation and advice from Spirit is the 9 of Cups. You could have the 9 of Cups. The Knight of Coins in reverse, perhaps with an earth sign. They're a little broke, perhaps, or they're just really struggling financially, or you could be struggling financially. You're going to find you can find happiness without money is kind of a message here too. Oh, I dropped these cards funny and I put them back, and 2 of them came back out again. All right. It's the Moon, the Temperance. It's 3 major arcana on the Hierophant. Temperance in reverse. No reunion. All right. This card, this 9 of Cups, it's dependent on you and your position in reorienting yourself. Because there's secrets from this Knight of Coins. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Slow energy if this is somebody in your existence around you. And I have a Pisces card, the Moon card. They've got secrets that they're not telling. And you've already found out that they have told you a lie in a secret that they've told you. So you've lost faith in this person. And you're pretty much not taking the 9 of Cups from this person. You're going to try and build that in yourself. That's advice from Spirit, to build that within yourself. That this person, this Knight of Coins, was not, they're the ones that, yeah, and I have the Temperance card in reverse. This is non-reunion. This is not coming together. This is definitely healing. But it's with that separation from that person that really took advantage of your good heart. And it's kind of rebuilding your, see the red string? This is the red string. It represents a lot of your spirit, a lot of your spunkiness, man. And it's got to get, with the Hierophant card, you got to renew yourself. Definitely get your mind back in order. And you could have a Taurus in your energy, but this is definitely, if so, it's definitely a teacher kind of energy to go to for assistance, a parent kind of energy. But it's more over that, I need to clear my head. I need to get my shit together again, get my ribbon clean, get my spirit cleaned up, and really reset my positioning, because there is dishonesty around here. And this Temperance card in reverse says if this person is coming back after this to apologize, don't accept that. It's saying do not take that reunion, or don't take it lightly. I can't really tell you what to do. Spirit's not very clear on that either, but it's definitely the energy of, this is not healthy. Don't accept that reunion. This is somebody who lied to you and made you take actions, forced your hand, which is manipulation, to behave in a way that you wouldn't normally behave if you had the proper information. When people lie to you, they take away your free will, and that's like spiritually dramatic. All right, let's see if we can get some love. What do my Libras need to know about love for my Archangel deck here this week? Venus in Capricorn, Venus in, and this 9 of Swords. There's going to be a bit of a fight. Not a gentle one. Not a gentle one. 9 of Wands. The Wounded Warrior. It's like stepping out. Okay, yeah. Remember I told you you're withholding energy. I have this 9 of Wands here, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is your public image in this card. You feel kind of caught up in something that you were working on. You did not make the final push on this, whatever it was, because you stopped it with this Ace of Wands, this 4 of Diamonds. When you began to withhold your energy, you didn't complete this revenge. Like, if you were going to shoot somebody in the head for somebody, you definitely didn't do it. You were able to come to your senses before you pulled the trigger, kind of thing, for somebody else. And so it's that feeling of, okay, I withheld that, I didn't do it. And so it's like your energy is coming into your energy is coming into your own. You pull back your energy to this one so that you're not sharing it. And Four of Diamonds is definitely withholding energy. Holding that back. Not moving forward. So this is probably a love relationship where you had some dishonesty. Let's see if we can get this. I have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, this is the end of a cycle, end of a love cycle. We're all cycling through a major cycle right now, if you hadn't noticed. But this is 5 of Hearts. Yeah, you're coming out of the cycle. You want to do it a lot faster. Spirit is saying you're going to try and do this really fast. Like, I want to enjoy Christmas, so I'm going to heal my broken heart in 2 minutes. Not really how it works, but you know this needs to end pretty quickly. Whatever it is, this 10 of Cups cycle, it's not so great because it's right next to the 5 of Cups, the disappointment card. You're going to try and take action in love, but it's going to be mostly with family, friends, with the Jack of Wands, like that starting out kind of like spiritual energy. It's not going to be about a new love or trying to get engaged by like breaking up or cutting somebody off this week and then trying to get engaged by New Year's. No, you're not going to do that. It does feel like you want to put a little speed into it, maybe get a little hookup action with the Jack of Wands with somebody that maybe you were like putting off because, you know, you were with somebody and now you're not. It does have that energy. Beware of that, Libra. All right, yeah, I do have, you're going to come to your senses about that. You're going to feel the dishonesty in something of that activity, and there's some kind of dishonesty about, like, your first reaction, like, I'm just going to heal my heart in 2 days, and I'm going to have the greatest Christmas ever. No, you know that's not going to work, and you know hooking up with that person that you've always kind of thought about, but maybe you've been in a relationship, maybe wait, you know, just a moment. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're cutting yourself off at the knees. You want to hold on to your enthusiasm too, is what you're going to do with this Jack of Swords. You realize you may be a little rash right now, and so you're not going to take too much action with this Joker in reverse, which is the Fool card in the pips. And you're just going to try and not steal from yourself and not be too enthusiastic. Now, in the reverse, the not taking action is why I read it that way, but if you don't really get to this not taking action energy on this wicked kind of Jacky energy with the 7 of Swords, you may end up hooking up with somebody with this Jack of Wands and this 5 of Hearts that you might regret. So be careful of the hookups, loves. Let's get some advice from Spirit for this love portion. Because some of you are in a very hefty relationship that might require a divorce or might require you, that you really want to come back into, but you want to end this manipulation. It's not the end of the world. You can work through this. But right now you're pulling away from this energy, withholding energy, especially your value, especially if there's some financial connection with this. You're just withholding that entirely to right your ship and really make sure you're putting things where you should be. Advice from Spirit. We're running out of it. It's getting a little long here. Okay. Rest. 4 of Swords. Rest your gentle heart is what it's saying. Alright. And the 3. Rest your gentle heart and enjoy the season.